Here we have for sale our 2023 on a 23 plate Volkswagen Transporter. This is the T6.1, so the facelifted 6th generation of the Volkswagen Transporter. This is a T30, which means it's got a 3-ton gross vehicle weight. It's got the 2-litre bi-turbo TDI diesel engine, Euro 6 of course, producing 204 PS, which is roughly 204 brake horsepower. That is accompanied with a 7-speed DSG automatic gearbox, and this is the short wheelbase Highline panel van finished in deep black pearl. And what we're going to do in this video is have a little walk around. I'll show you the spec that you get on a Volkswagen Transporter Highline panel van of this age, and we'll also talk you through the bits on this which are factory optional extras or have been added afterwards. We'll also talk you through service history and really have a close look at the condition of this particular example, seeing as it's currently available for sale with us here at Bridgend Van Centre. So starting here then at the rear of the vehicle, we can see that this one is spec'd with rear barn doors. So barn doors are 2 doors which open in that sort of fashion, and there's a few things immediately I can see here which have been changed at the rear of the vehicle from its standard form. So first thing to note is the rear spoiler, which has been added here at the back, gives it a much more sporty look and ties in really well with the rest of the styling. The rear badge has also been changed for the gloss black example, which I definitely think on a black van like this works very well. This has also been debadged, so on this year you'd also have Transporter written in not the nicest place, I wouldn't say, but that would usually be on that plastic there, big Transporter badge. So that has been removed, definitely giving it a much more sort of stealthy look here at the back. And then to finish it off, there's a nice gloss black rear bumper protector down there at the bottom. Standard specification here at the back then, you get of course color-coded bumpers, but you also get rear parking sensors, so you can see parking sensors just nicely integrated into the rear bumper there. But what doesn't come as standard is a reversing camera, so that's a nice factory optional extra to speak of. In terms of condition then, the only thing which I can really fault here at the back, and there's not really much I can fault on the entire van, but there's a couple of tiny little marks just down here, which I'm sure we can just neatly touch in the correct colour. But other than that, there's not really much to fault. It looks absolutely stunning. If we open up the rear of the van, then we can start to have a look inside the back here of the van. So opening up the 2 rear barn doors. Now, one thing to note is you'll see here where it says press. If you do as it says, you can open that door right out to its full 180-degree position, or it will just lock into place there like that at 90 degrees. Now you can see in the back of here, this is not ply line. So when it came into us, it was ply line. We've stripped all of that ply lining out, taking it back to its bare bones, leaving these original panels here on the side. And we can see that this one has also got the nice VW padded flooring in here, which I think really sets it off very nicely. Of course, you've got the nice tie-down points there dotted around the floor, and of course you've got the bulkhead still in place, which gives you that separation from the cab to the load space. And the reason we've done it like this is because this van is really prime for some sort of conversion. So if you want to add seats into the back of this, if you want to go the full hog and turn it into a full camper van or day van, this is a really good candidate to do that with. And just by leaving it like this, you can see exactly what you are dealing with in terms of the condition on the van. You can see how clean and tidy it is. But even in this sort of guise as you see it here, this can certainly be used for work as well. So you've got a really nice practical flooring. These are pretty hard wearing. You can wash these and give these a nice clean. Of course, you've got the tie-down points there, as I mentioned. But if you could leave it like this with these boards, but if you wanted extra protection, it'd be quite simple to put some ply lining on the sides of the van if you wanted. But as I say, leaves the options nicely open here in the back. But even as it is, it just looks absolutely stunning in there, I think. Looking very, very clean and tidy, and as I say, ready for its next purpose. Moving then around to the driver's side of the vehicle, and this is where I like to look in the reflections down the side of the van. You can just see how clean and straight this is. It's looking very, very nice, and always nice on a black van. You get this lovely gloss to the paintwork, of course, when they're polished. It looks very, very smart indeed. Now, a few things which have been changed on this particular example. So we have got, if we come down here, we have got, of course, the 18-inch Momo Revenge. These is the satin black finish on these. Love this alloy wheel. Again, a very, very strong alloy wheel. We have fitted a lot of these in 18s or 20s onto Volkswagen Transporters over the years. But in a panel van like this, I think the 18s work really, really well because it definitely errs on the side of practicality compared to the 20-inch version. Gives you a bit more thickness in the sidewall there, a bit more ride comfort. The van has been slightly lowered, so there's about a 35mm lowering spring on the van there, so it just drops the ride height a little bit, and again, just erring on that side of practicality, but still having that slightly lowered look. It just helps the wheels and everything just sit a little bit better on the van. But yeah, I think that sets it off very nicely. And then finally, while we're down here, we can see the trapezoid sidebars, again in the black finish, which I think that whole stealth look, of black van, black wheels, black elements which have been added, I think it sets it off very nice. And we'll come around to a few bits on the front in just a second. But before we do that, let's have a look inside the cab, because there's, again, some optional extras and things which aren't quite standard in here as well. So let's talk about the elephant in the room, and that is the seats. So this has had a really quite a thorough seating upgrade inside here. So you've got a black and of course red leather interior with this lovely red stitching, but that actually contrasts as well really nicely on the black part of the leather. It's also had the sports driver's seat bolster upgrade as well, so these higher wings here at the back which really sit nicely on your shoulder blades, and then this much more hugging bolster than you get on the standard seat. Of course, it's still retained the 2 fully adjustable armrests. You can set those to your desired height, but that's a really nice upgrade there in the front of the van. A nice factory optional extra then, and that is that this one has got cab carpet, so full carpet in here from factory, which makes it feel a bit more car-like in here, but also helps to deaden down sound as well. This one has got electric heated mirrors, which is standard, but it's also got folding mirrors, which is a nice optional extra. And of course, you've got the 2 full flip remote keys coming with the vehicle, of course. Leather multifunctioning steering wheel. You've got your adaptive cruise control on the left-hand side there and your onboard computer control. All of this comes as standard here on the Highline model, and you can see there it's all running and idling as it should do. 13,061 miles recorded. Over to the left-hand side then, that 7-speed DSG automatic gearbox. Absolutely fantastic gearbox. Same as what I've got in my own van, and it just changes gear seamlessly. Very quick to respond, I find, and you can even put it into manual mode as well if you want to control that yourself. You've also then got a heated windscreen, which is as standard on the Highline model, as is, of course, air conditioning. But what isn't standard is heated front seats. That's another factory optional extra on this van. Into the center then, you get this screen here, and you can see you've got App Connect, you've got Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You can, of course, connect your phone to this via Bluetooth as well if you want to, but the App Connect is wired, so you plug it into one of the USB-Cs down there. And, of course, you've got DAB radio on here as well. Plenty of extra storage up here on top of the dashboard. Nice little 12-volt socket just there. You can see the full wallet and everything there comes with the van. Moving then around to the front of the vehicle, and now a major upgrade here to the front of the van, major factory upgrade should I say, and that is the LED headlights. So I've said in many videos in the past, when I'm speccing one of these vans, I say not anymore because you can't spec a T6.1 unfortunately, but if I was speccing one of these vans with VW, the first thing I would be ticking on the options list would be LED headlights. Absolutely game changer over the standard headlights. It of course looks a bit nicer as well. You've got this lovely LED daytime running light here at the bottom, and also just there above the outside beam, but the actual performance of these headlights is so far superior from the standard headlights. It is yeah, it is quite remarkable. So yeah, really nice factory optional extra to see there on the front, and then lots of changes again to the front of the van here. So we've got full gloss black grills, gloss black badge, the gloss black lower grills as well, all of here, and the gloss black lower splitter there to the front of the van. And all in all, I think that's a really nice package without going over the top, but the lowering wheels, full stealthed out look, black badges, upgraded headlights. So it's, yeah, a very, very appealing van in my opinion. Looking at the bonnet, a couple of stone chips just dotted around, which have just been neatly touched in, of course in deep black pearl, so they're not going to get any worse, of course. Having a look at the windscreen, having a look for any chips or cracks or anything like that. And as you can probably see, it's all looking very, very nice. Nothing to Nothing to note there. It's all looking very good. Front parking sensors, of course, as well as rear parking sensors, and again just the usual couple of stone chips to the front bumper, which is pretty much unavoidable in any used van, but overall looking absolutely stunning here. And then finally looking down the passenger side of the vehicle, and again just looking in those reflections, looking very, very good indeed. Now, the vehicle has been put right through our van specialist workshop, which is Bridgend Van Care, and they've conducted a thorough health check on the vehicle, but also we have previously seen the vehicle at 7,000 miles, where, again, our workshop conducted a service on the van. So, yeah, we've looked after this van in the first part of its life, which is always a bonus, that we know, how it's been serviced. We know that the correct oils have been used and everything else. So that is always a bonus there. You can flip these seats forward if you want to. So you've got access there to some extra storage, and you've actually got a detachable tow bar in here, so that might be an added bonus. I do apologize if I've missed that earlier in the video, but let's just have a quick look and see if that is a bonus. I don't miss much on these vans, but if I have missed that, I do apologize. But yes, there is some electrics here nicely hidden away. Look at that, which tuck away there for the detachable tow bar. So that is very stealth indeed. I didn't even realise that was on there, but there we are. That's a nice little bonus. And then finally a set of roof bars there with crossbars. So just to summarise though, 2023 on a 23 plate Volkswagen Transporter T6.1 Highline Panel van DSG 204 brake horsepower. Really nice host of factory extras, including LED headlights, heated seats, cab carpet, reversing camera. Really nice styling upgrade here. Slight lowering, as I mentioned, on the lowering springs. Really nice styling, gloss black elements everywhere, really, with the gloss black front grills, splitter, side bars, Momo Revenge alloy wheels, roof bars, rear spoiler, rear bumper protector. Lovely in the back, nice and clean, absolutely perfect blank canvas to go on and do what you want with it next. And of course, not forgetting the leather seat upgrade there in the cab. It's also worth mentioning, when we did our health check, we fitted 2 new Hankook tyres to the front of the van. But yeah, really nice condition. Obviously go back and have a rewatch of the video if there's any particular points you want to see again. But this is a very nice and appealing van, and I'd be excited to see what happens with it next from here. If you'd like to see the full advert, head over to our website there, bridgendvans.co.uk, and that's where you'll find the price, the description and the photography of this van, and of course all of the others that we've currently got advertised. We can arrange finance at very competitive rates. We can take cars or vans in part exchange, and we can also arrange delivery nationwide. I've just spotted a very small little sort of outward dent just there. It's only very small, but as if I can see it, that'll bug me if I didn't point that out. So I always like to show everything that I can see. Thank you very much for watching.